Hello, fourth graders. It's Miss K, and I'm here with Unit 2B, Lesson 19. Here is your vocab for the chapter. A ploy is a noun, and that is a maneuver designed to fool an enemy. Overwhelmed is a verb, and that's spelled unable to handle a situation. Thwarted is a verb, prevented from accomplishing something. Retired is a verb, and that means went to bed. Fray is a noun, and that's a battle. Havoc is a noun, and that means confusion. Blow is a noun, a sudden attack. Outwitted is a verb, which means outsmarted. Three-pronged is an adjective, and that just means that there's three parts. Maneuver is a noun, a planned movement of troops. Self-loathing is a noun, and that's feeling of disgust about yourself. A courier is a messenger, and that's a noun. A truce is a noun, and that is an agreement that puts an end to fighting. All right, so we are reading the Battle of Yarmouk today. So it's not a chapter. This is found in the end of the reader, and it's going to talk about this specific battle about religion. All right, so here's your key. So it's going to show you pictures throughout this, and these are what each symbol means. General Vahan was confident. The loss of territory to the newly united Arabs has been an unbearable humiliation for the Byzantine Empire. He was proud that Emperor Heraclius had given him, his greatest general, 80,000 troops to crush the new Muslim army. In the past few weeks, he had swept through Syria, and the Muslims had retreated before him. Now was his chance to end their expansion. 25,000 Muslim troops were gathered before him on the Yarmouk plains. Deep ravines with rushing waters surrounded them. There were few ways to escape. Not that escaping should be necessary for the Byzantines. Vahan's army was larger, more experienced, and had superior technology. There was little doubt of victory. Vahan watched his army train. Infantrymen jogged up and down under the watch of steely-eyed officer, holding their spears and shields aloft. In battle, they would form a perfect barrier, preventing any of the enemy from attacking the troops within. Behind them, the rest of the infantry would be sheltered, ready to throw javelins and shoot arrows at the enemy. Then there were the mighty cavalry. He could see them making crude jokes and jostling one another. Little could dent the arrogance of a cavalryman. Armed with lances, long swords, and short bows, they would be the key to crushing the enemy. They would charge at the Muslim soldiers, shooting arrows as they advanced. Then they would crash into them with their battle-trained horses, scattering men left and right. Finally, there were the champions, seasoned officers and warriors. They would begin the battle by fighting duels to the death against their Muslim opponents. General Vahan knew many people would die, but those who succeeded would strike fear into the hearts of the other soldiers. The Byzantine soldiers were as diverse as the empire itself. People from Armenia, Syria, Egypt, Greece, the Balkans, and more. They were also unstoppable. At least they should be. Vahan suppressed a twinge of doubt. His soldiers were tired after fighting the Persians for so many years. Still, Vahan believed victory would be within reach. All right, so that was the introduction. Now we're on day 1. The battle began, as was the tradition, with the dueling of champions. Vahan was surprised at the number of champions the Muslims managed to slay. Still, it had been a fruitful day. Vahan had tested the Muslim lines with his army and now understood their strength and formation. He had a plan. So this is day 2, and this is showing the plan. So again, here's our key. So we've got the white dots are the Muslim mobile guard. The black dots are the Byzantine infantry. The triangles are the cavalry. White are the Muslims, black are the Byzantines. The white square rectangle is the Muslim camp. A straight line is the first attack, dotted line is the second attack, and the arrow is the retreat. So this is showing the direction they're going. So the Muslims are going this way. The Byzantines are going this way, and you can see where their camps are. And again, those the diamonds are the cavalry, so they're in the back here. Now the real battle began. Vahan launched a major attack with cavalry and infantry striking hard at the center of Muslim forces. He attacked before dawn when the Muslims would be praying, but the Muslim general Abu Ubaida was prepared for this strategy. He was ready to meet the Byzantines on the battle. Abu Ubaida may have seen through Vahan's ploy, but he was still overwhelmed by the Byzantines' numbers. Soon, the Muslims' right flank collapsed. The soldiers fled back to their camps, and Vahan watched with satisfaction. Suddenly, he saw the Muslim soldiers returning. Sure it was a trick, he shouted for a messenger to discover what was happening. When the messenger returned, panting and breathless, he told an astonishing story. The Muslim women in the camps were furious with their husbands for fleeing the battle. They charged at them with tent poles, threw rocks at them, and sang songs of betrayal. Their fury had forced their husbands back into the battle. Vahan was amazed, but carried on with the attack. This time, he pushed on the left flank. Again, the Muslim soldiers fled, only to be pushed back into the battle by their wives. Thwarted, Vahan retired to his sleep. His dreams were troubled. The day should have seen the destruction of the Muslim soldiers. Instead, little had been gained. All right, number 1, what was the tradition for the first day of battle? 2, why was Vahan surprised after the first day of battle? Number 3, what is the ploy? So Abu said that he saw through Vahan's ploy. What is a ploy? Number 4, what did the Muslim women not do to prevent their husbands from fleeing? Number 5, how did Vahan feel after day 2? All right, and now we're going to read day 3. Vahan tried a new strategy, pushing hardest on the right flank to break it apart from the main Muslim army. Yet again, the soldiers retreated, only for their wives to push them back into the fray. So again, you can see what's happening here. The Byzantines are moving this way, the Muslims are moving this way. But while Vahan was concentrating on the right flank, Abu Ubaida ordered Khalid to sneak around and attack Vahan's own left side. Khalid's mobile guard, his best soldiers, caused havoc. The battle descended into bloody fighting, with many dying on both sides. By nightfall, the Byzantines had still made no progress. Okay, we've got day 4. Here's your image. The directions they're going. Muslims are going backwards. The Byzantine are going towards them. Vahan decided to repeat the previous day's strategy. The Muslim right flank had been damaged, and with one more hammer blow should collapse. Once again, the Muslims fell back under attack, but once again, Abu Ubaida outwitted him. In a 3-pronged maneuver, the Muslims' mobile guards attacked the flanks of the Byzantine army, while the cavalry attacked the front. The Byzantine army began to retreat. The Muslims ended the day with ground gained, but it had come at a huge cost. Already, Vahan heard from his spies the day was being called the Day of Lost Eyes in the Muslim camp. Huge numbers of Muslim soldiers had lost their sight to the Byzantine archers, and some of Abu Ubaida's best officers had been killed. Day 5. Vahan had been fighting for 4 days against an inferior force. He had killed many, but many had died on his own side. He had failed to gain any ground. Filled with self-loathing, but knowing it was necessary, he sent a courier to the Muslim camp offering a truce. After some hours, the courier came galloping back. "General," he gasped, "they have declined the truce. Battle will begin again tomorrow." For the first time, Vahan knew real fear. By offering a truce, he had signaled to the Muslims that he might lose. Now they would be excited and eager, believing they could win. He could be in trouble. All right, day 6. The 6th day of the battle dawned. Vahan looked at his troops, seeing the worry in them that he tried to mask on his own face. As the fighting began, Vahan realized the Muslims had indeed gained confidence. They attacked in force while Abu Ubaida's mobile army galloped around and attacked the Byzantines from the left and the rear. The Byzantines' left wing collapsed. Vahan, seeing the disaster, tried to order his cavalry to respond, but he was too late. While the Byzantine cavalry were forming, Khalid attacked them. The cavalry fled to the north. Abu Ubaida's mobile guard rejoined the other Muslim soldiers, continuing to destroy the Byzantine army's left wing. Vahan knew he was beaten and ordered a retreat. The Byzantines fled, only to find troops blocking them. As they scrambled, many fell into the deep ravines surrounding the plains or dove into the waters only to be smashed by the rocks below. Some soldiers did escape, including Vahan, but shortly afterward, Abu Ubaida's soldiers found them and fought them again near Damascus. This time, Vahan was killed. At least he thought, as he died, "I will not see my emperor's face when he realizes his great empire has been broken." All right, number 6. What did General Vahan feel at the beginning of day 5? And what happened after day 5? All right, lots of different days in there, so make sure you go back and find the correct part of the text. And have a great rest of your day. I will see you next time. Bye, Adams.